Today on Daring Abroad, we feature Samuel Kirubi, Equity Bank Managing Director, Uganda. He has lots of experience to share across the borders. He has worked in Kenya, South Sudan, Rwanda, and now Uganda. We begin our journey in Nairobi, where we boarded a bus. Time to enter, Poa, mambo? Vipi? Time to depart now. Asante. Samuel Kirubi has lived and worked in Uganda for the past 3 years. When we first met him, it was during the Equity Uganda's 10-year anniversary celebrations in Kampala.
One of the celebrations was for Church of Uganda saying yes, we've been able to partner with Church of Uganda. We have been privileged to be part of the solution providers for Church of Uganda to achieve a milestone that has taken them 44 years. But we were also celebrating more on the freedom of banking that we have brought to the people of Uganda.
Samuel Kirubi's journey began in central Kenya, where he grew up. He attended Kahuhia Primary School before joining Nyandarua High School, but unlike most young people in his age group, Samuel already knew what his calling was.
When I was very young, I used to ask, why do people suffer? I didn't like to see people suffer. And I think I had this big heart, like if I had what it takes, I would do so much to ensure the community and people are happy.
This motivated Samuel to study economics and statistics, which saw him join Egerton University in 1997. While there, he met Dr. James Mwangi, the CEO of Equity Bank, and became one of the first beneficiaries of the Equity Leadership Program.
That's the time it was being formed, so the structures were very infant at that stage. But you could see Dr. Mwangi always meeting us, telling us, you know what, this bank could be very big and it would be driven by young people who come in with the right vision, the right values.
Samuel was attached to the accounts department of the bank, and upon graduating in 2000, he got employment and worked in Equity's Nairobi, Thika, and Nakuru branches.
So the transition from a building society to a bank, as I said, of course, I wasn't at strategy level, I wasn't at management level. I was young, I was a young officer. So, but of course, we were at the execution stage, computerizing the bank from a manual process to a computerized process. Policies and procedure, putting that in place. And of course, the big bang where the bank converted from a building society to a commercial bank.
In time, Samuel was promoted to regional manager for Rift Valley and was posted to Eldoret, but that was short-lived. In 2008, he was assigned to help establish the bank's subsidiary in Juba, South Sudan, as the deputy managing director.
It was my first time daring abroad. So that again was a completely different experience because it was greenfield. You would imagine starting a bank from scratch.
And to make matters worse, the environment was not very conducive.
That time, South Sudan was a young country, I would say, and infrastructure was not in place. No tarmac, no water, of course no electricity. We had to use bottled water. Temperatures were very high as 40 degrees, so it was a kind of a harsh environment. But if maybe just to say, we were touched by the living condition of the South Sudanese. You see people living outside trees, you know, young kids. So the state was not something you'd like to see from a humanity perspective.
Despite the hardship, a dedicated Samuel, together with his team, were able to make significant changes. In just 4 years, they had changed the living conditions of a number of the South Sudanese people and opened 11 branches. This success did not go unnoticed, and in 2011, Samuel was transferred to Rwanda to establish another equity subsidiary before finally landing in Uganda in 2015 as the Managing Director, Equity Uganda.
An opportunity came when Equity had bought microfinance in Uganda, as known as Uganda Microfinance Limited.
We'll find out more on how Samuel was able to handle his new position right after our Miles Away segment, which today is about the Republic of South Sudan.
South Sudan, where Samuel Kirubi worked, is the youngest nation in the world, having declared independence in July 2011. Led by President Salva Kiir, the country has a population of about 12 million people. Its capital and largest city is Juba. The nation is a multilingual country, having over 60 indigenous languages. However, its official language is English. South Sudan also has beautiful attractions. One such place is the Boma National Park, which is one of Africa's largest wildlife reserves. Moreover, the Sud wetland is home to a vast array of bird species. One similarity between Kenya and South Sudan is their flags. South Sudan's flag is almost similar in design to that of Kenya. And that's Miles Away. My name is Michael Zimanji.
Back to Samuel Kirubi's experience as the Equity Bank Uganda MD, a role he assumed after 4 years in South Sudan and about 5 years in Rwanda.
When you're working in a foreign land, one thing that you have to be very sure is that you have to align yourself with the country's objective. I think there has to be aligned interest between the institution you are working for and the vision of a country. I think that is one of the very key things, that without that alignment it becomes very hard to achieve anything.
In addition, Samuel had picked up some vital strategies that are of importance when operating in foreign places.
So you have to also have very good interpersonal skills. I would say you have to sell yourself. You have to be bought by the people you are working with so that you gel and become part of them.
Unlike the first time he dared abroad, Samuel says that he had no problem transitioning to living in Uganda.
Uganda is a lovely country. Their nature is conserved very well. As you drive to the Kenyan side, you pass through Mabira Forest, lovely nature you see. So when you have time, driving is enjoyable.
He further observes that the challenges that are being experienced here are similar to those that are facing Kenya.
We are more or less one country, and we are more or less faced with the same challenges: poverty alleviation, low financial penetration in the market, low insurance penetration, the same things. That's why you find the solutions that we have as a group work very well in the East African region.
Samuel, however, notes that the process of receiving a work permit in Uganda is not as different when compared to Kenya. You have to show the benefit you are bringing so as to justify your stay.
What value are you bringing to our country? If it is skills, what strategy do you have on what they call skill transfer? We don't want you to come as a head of finance for 10, 20 years. Can you ensure that those skills have been passed to someone else? Then, of course, everybody would like their nationals to work for their country. So you're only coming because there's something you're offering.
Samuel says that this is what Equity is all about: socio-economic empowerment. Since he took office, Equity Uganda now has 33 branches and about 1,000 agents across the country. They've employed 700 workers, half of whom are university students. Out of the 700, only 4 are Kenyans.
It is the best interest of the group to have as many locals in the subsidiary as much, because every local person knows best how to empower his people.
From his travels, Samuel has learned that opportunities are not scarce as most people think. We just have to focus beyond our geographical boundaries, he emphasizes.
You find, I don't know for which reason, but you might find very few people in Nairobi have even gone to Eldoret. I don't know, I tried doing that survey, and I would tell you, there are also very few people in Nairobi who have gone to Kisumu. But what do you find? You find the Asian community flying all the way from Mumbai, but they are doing business in Kisumu. I think those geographical boundaries limit also, and I would say, leave alone even our counties in Kenya, but go beyond even the boundaries. Think about Uganda, think about Rwanda, think about Angola, think about Mozambique, think about South Africa, and all these are opportunities.
He also does not regret his choice of career, even though it takes away time from his family life.
When you are here, you miss back home. Of course, you miss your relatives, you miss the social sphere. But I think when you look at the impact on humanity, then the bigger good overcomes those small teething issues.
And this is his advice to all young people on our Diaspora Bite.
Possibilities lie in our mindset. Everything is possible. And like what my reader has always said, that your past has no relationship with your future, is what you focus on. I think that is a key beginning of everything, because which is very clear that you cannot grow more than your ambition.
And that's Daring Abroad. The series continues. Join us again next Saturday, same time, same channel. And bye-bye from Kampala.